Welcome to 913. We're doing one-step word problems. Before we begin, we need to look at the different types of operations and how they act. Most operations, or at least the big four operations, can be broken into two different activities. You're going to make something bigger or make something smaller. Under those categories, we can look at things being put together or things being put into groups. Things that are being put together. For example, John has $4 and is given 2 more. It happens once. It's one group being combined with a different sized group. This is addition. When it's equal sized group, for every muffin he makes $3. So if they make 4 muffins, how much money will they earn? We have equal sized groups. This is sets of or groups of multiplication. When it comes to things getting smaller, you can either take away or you can split it into equal groups. If you take away just 6 fish and 2 die, that's a one individual, small, one-time group being taken away. That's subtraction. To split into equal groups, Frank and Sarah are splitting 6 cookies evenly. How many will they each have? So we have one larger group being split equally into 2 smaller groups. Division. This method right here is the best way to pick up which of the 4 operations we are dealing with in our word problems. You can also look at it in terms of whether it repeats or whether it happens just once. If it's repeating, we're multiplying or dividing. If we're making more than one small group. If we're taking more than one small group and putting it together to make one big group, multiplication. If it just happens once, I just combine one group with another group, addition. If I take a smaller group away from a bigger group once, that's subtraction. A lot of teachers like to say that vocabulary hints are the best way to do it. This word means addition. This word means subtraction. This does not always work, and most of the time it has more to do with how the teacher teaches it and the word problems that they wrote. Brainstorm some of these vocab words, though, because they are good indicators. They are not the only way to do it, though. Here is our word problem method. These are the steps you will follow every time you solve a word problem. I hate that I have to use this first step. You have to read the word problem for comprehension. Treat it like English class. Read it, understand it, be able to summarize it in your own words. Circle the given information. A lot of students just jump to this step. That does not help you find the operation. It just helps you find the numbers that you're using. You make a lot of assumptions if you jump to step 2. Then you're going to label the variable. We often find the variable hidden in the actual final question of the word problem. Write an equation, a very important step. A lot of students try to break these problems down. With one step, it's a little easier, but when we get to 2-step, it becomes a bigger challenge. Last but not least, solve. Always, at every step, include units. When you write the equation, you are telling a story. You're telling the story of the word problem. So make sure that it is the same story as the word problem. We'll look at an example of this in a moment. So step 1, for spring break, you're going on a trip to Gatorland. You and your family have $12 off coupon. After you buy your tickets, the total cost is $63. What would the total have been without the coupon? So read it. Retell the story in your head. I have a coupon for $12. So I'm taking $12 off my total price. At the end, I only had to pay $63. So I'm going to circle my given information. It's important that I have $12 off coupon. To me, that sounds like I'm subtracting. I'm taking away $12. I end up with a total cost of $63. What would the total have been? That's going to help us find the variable. Be specific. Don't just write total. because there was a final total, but there's a total cost without the coupon. Be as specific as possible. Next step, write an equation. Well, I had my total cost without the coupon. I took $12 off because I had a $12 coupon. I ended up spending only $63. Make sure that the equation tells the story. This is the cost, the total cost it would cost for my family to go to Gatorland without a coupon. We had $12 off. Well, to me, that means my final answer is going to get smaller. It happens once, and it's not groups. I'm not breaking into equal groups. I'm just taking away one chunk once. To me, that's subtraction of 12 equals 63. Final step, solve. I'm subtracting 12, so I'm going to add 12 to both sides. Negative 12 plus 12 gives me identity of 0. T equals 75. Now, we're dealing with word problems, so you need to make sure you include a unit. How do you find your unit? Look at the question. Total cost without coupon. Well, cost is usually in terms of money. So T equals $5. The unit is very important. This is what every word problem should look like. I will give you points for labeling your variable, for writing your equation, and for solving with units. Let's try another one. Read the word problem for comprehension. That's step 1. You have $835 saved in the bank in order to buy a new car. After you cash your birthday check, you have $1,250 saved up. How much did you get for your birthday? Summarize it. That's the best way to comprehend it. I had $835. I added an amount. I was given an amount in my birthday check. When I'm given more, my answer is going to get bigger. It just happens once, and it's not groups of. So I'm adding a birthday check on. I end up with a total of $1,250. So let's look. I need to circle the given information. I started with $835. I was given a birthday check. So that's an amount I don't know. To me, that sounds like my variable. Now I have $1,250. How much did you get for your birthday? The question, the final question, or whatever the question is in the word problem, always tells you what your variable is. How much did you get for your birthday? Well, B is the amount of money you got for your birthday. Let's write out our equation. I started with $835. I got a birthday check for an unknown amount, and that comes out to be $1,250. Remember, the story should be the same as the equation. I saved $835. I was given a birthday check, and now I have $1,250. Now all I have to do is solve. I'm going to subtract $835 from both sides. So B equals $415. Remember, the unit is important. Every step needs to be present. On your own, try the next two problems. Pause the video and come back when you're ready. Remember, show every step. You need to label your variable, write an equation, and solve with given units. Welcome back. For this problem, the variable should have been ounces of suntan lotion, or total ounces of suntan lotion. We took the total amount and split it equally among 7 groups. Each group had 5 ounces. If you you're dividing by 7, so you would multiply both sides by 7, you should end up with 35 ounces. Remember, the unit is very important. On this problem, we're looking at the amount of money on each card or check. Tell the story. There were 3 credit cards, 2 checks, equal amounts. To me, that gets bigger in equal groups. So I had 5 sets of an unknown amount. 5 sets of C equals a total of $805. I'm multiplying my variable, so I divide both sides by 5. I'd end up with $151 on each card or check. Alright, we looked at identifying and labeling variables in a word problem, setting up one-step equation based on a word problem, and solving for the missing information in a one-step word problem. On your own, rate on a scale of 1 to 5 how well we hit our target, and I will see you in class.